In the quaint village of Ashwood, where cobblestone streets meandered through rows of charming cottages, there lived an old clockmaker named Thomas Wren. His shop, Wren's Timepieces, was a cornerstone of the village, filled with clocks of every shape and size. Each clock in his shop was a masterpiece, meticulously crafted and imbued with a peculiar charm that made them seem almost alive. Thomas was a reserved man, known for his precise work and kind heart. Yet, there was one clock that no one had ever seen, a large, ornate grandfather clock that stood in the back room of his shop, shrouded in mystery. The villagers often speculated about it, spinning tales of its magical properties and hidden powers. One crisp autumn day, a young woman named Eliza, newly arrived in Ashwood, wandered into the clockmaker's shop. She was instantly captivated by the myriad of ticking wonders. As she admired a delicate mantel clock, she noticed the door to the back room slightly ajar. Curiosity got the better of her, and she glimpsed the magnificent grandfather clock within. Thomas noticed her interest and smiled warmly. "Ah, I see you found my finest creation," he said. "Would you like to hear its story?" Intrigued, Eliza nodded. Thomas invited her to sit by the hearth as he began his tale. "Many years ago," he started, "I was an apprentice to a great clockmaker named Alistair Gray. He was not just a master of timepieces, but also a student of the arcane. One stormy night, he revealed to me a secret project, a clock that could manipulate time itself." Eliza's eyes widened as Thomas continued. "We worked on it together for years, pouring our hearts and souls into its creation. When it was finally completed, Alistair cautioned me that such power came with great responsibility. He warned that the clock should only be used in the direst of circumstances, for tampering with time could have unforeseen consequences." Thomas paused, his gaze distant. "Years passed, and Alistair passed away, leaving the clock in my care. I vowed to protect it and use it wisely, but I have never used it, not once." Eliza was mesmerized. "Why haven't you used it?" she asked. "Because," Thomas replied, "the risks are too great. Time is a delicate fabric, and even the smallest alteration can unravel it." As the days went by, Eliza and Thomas became friends. She often visited the shop, fascinated by the clocks and the stories Thomas shared. One day, disaster struck Ashwood. A fire broke out in the village, threatening to consume everything in its path. The villagers were in a panic, and it seemed nothing could stop the blaze. Desperate, Eliza rushed to Thomas. "This is a dire circumstance if there ever was one," she pleaded. "Please, use the clock to save the village." Thomas hesitated, the weight of his responsibility heavy on his shoulders. But seeing the fear and determination in Eliza's eyes, he knew he had to act. Together, they entered the back room. Thomas set the clock's hands to a specific time, and whispered an incantation. The room filled with a soft, golden light. The ticking of the clock grew louder, resonating with a power that seemed to transcend reality. Suddenly, time began to reverse. The flames receded, the smoke cleared, and the village was restored to its state before the fire. The villagers, unaware of the miracle that had saved them, rejoiced at their good fortune. Eliza and Thomas stood in awe of the clock's power, realizing the gravity of what they had done. Thomas gently reset the clock, locking it away once more. "We must never speak of this," he said softly. "The clock has done its duty, but we must not rely on it again." Eliza agreed. Understanding the delicate balance they had maintained, she continued to visit Thomas, their bond growing stronger as they shared a silent understanding of the secret they guarded. And so, the village of Ashwood thrived, its people unaware of the magic that protected them. The clockmaker and his young friend knew that the power to change time was both a gift and a curse, one that must be handled with the utmost care. In the quiet of the clockmaker's shop, amidst the steady ticking of countless timepieces, the grandfather clock stood silently, a sentinel over the flow of time, and a reminder of the secrets that lay hidden within its ornate face.